Off on another adventure, are we?
No, I swear I won't.
Brilliant.
How did you get on with those tasks?
Madam Kogawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned.
Wonderful. I trust you became more familiar with your broom through the process?
Yes, Professor.
That's good to hear. Keep it up, and perhaps one day you'll have a spot on the Quidditch team. If Black ever permits Quidditch again. Well, with those tasks out of the way, let us get started. Glacius. Pay attention to your wand work. Well done. I'd recommend that you practice your new spell here in my office before taking it out into the world. Glacius! There you go! Catching on quickly.
Hey you, Hufflepuff.
Imelda Reyes? Albie Week sent me.
Did he now? Still tinkering with his broom upgrade, no doubt. I tried to help him once. He nitpicked my flying technique, and that was the end of that. The nerve. Why is he roping you into his broom testing silliness? You've barely started flying from what I know. Caught wind of you showing off in flying class with Clopton.
I don't know what people have said, but I certainly wasn't showing off.
Tell that to the rest of the school. But it doesn't matter. Everyone knows that class is only for beginners, troublemakers, and bumbling baboons. But for some reason, now people think you're competition. Ugh, I can't be having that.
Perhaps I am competition.
You're not even Slytherin. Could be a useless squib for all I know. Enough of this. Only one way to find out who's the better flyer. I hold one of the fastest times on this course. Let's see if you can beat it. Slytherin versus Hufflepuff.
Actually, why not? I can beat your record.
I'm so looking forward to seeing you lose.
Did it! This is rather fun. This'll take some getting used to. Whoa! Ah, success! Did it! Now that's more like it. Good, I've got this.
Ugh, that's not... You must have cheated, you... Ugh! Fine. You won. Ugh, don't think this is over. You can't determine skill from one single trial.
Surely my win means something.
You're not terrible, but you're still going to have to prove yourself if you want to earn my respect.
I don't want respect from the likes of you. All you do is insult people.
You and everyone else need to get a thicker skin. Anyway, I'm moving on to the next course. It's near Irondale and offers a much tougher challenge. You can try to prepare by racing this course again. Just check in at the podium, where the leaderboard is. You can check your time and start the race. We'll see next time if your win here was more than just a fluke. Whilst on an errand for Albie Weeks.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Not much of the dark arts that frighten.
Revelio.
Take your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind like... Let's look at what we have, shall we? Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. Let's look at what we have, shall we? Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
I have a terrible
advice when dealing with untoward matters is a quilt.
Glad you came.
I wonder where they go.
Never had to tie a shoelace or
Tell
fill
the
a jug
mother
in his
that
nose.
it
Wish I'd had
wasn't
him
the
when I
same
was
as
at Hogwarts.
astrology. Oh, she was very...
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
I wish I had the courage to go into the forest.
If something threatens me...
Never trust a man who looks too smart. That's
Just
what
because
my
you know
mother always
Lumos
said.
doesn't mean you can't get lost.
My poor Susan was once the victim of a pimple and the odd charm or two. If Mr. Pivot hadn't had fresh boils on hand,
Did you know that Ethel Whitley only uses
one thing's for certain. You can't blame the dude for Timothy T.
If something threatens me, first thing I cast
She
is
has
potato.
always been quite the reader. And she's quite useful when you have a question.
terrible curse where I can't lift tools or do work of any kind.
Alohomora. What do we have here? A demiguise. Mine now, demiguise.
Saying I don't cast the odd cleaning spell when no one's looking.
Revelio.
Charming man, Roland. Wish I'd had him when I was at Hogwarts.
King's Cross to get to platform 9 3/4. Yet nary a muggle seems to know. Dark wizards are greedier than nifflers and leave.
Revelio. Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I...
Yes, but only muggles fall to such ends. You really do worry too much. Haven't a clue why there's such a fuss over poaching. There's enough beast flesh for everyone. You can feed a beast, or it can feed you, if you get my meaning. They come after me, they'll rest in 10 graves.
Lucas, don't tell us.
Betting on the dragon fights was the best decision I've made yet.
Eight legs is simply too many. Revelio.
Handy resource indeed.
I find the rarest beasts in the forest, I do.
Ah, yeah.
I should investigate. Seems a pleasant enough little place. Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
Irondale's not half as tough as it sounds. If we can't even agree on something amongst ourselves, how on earth are we to forge a plan to defeat our enemies? I put forth. They come after me. One in early. That was
Stupefy, glaciers. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Thought we'd forget about that goblin helm you stole.
Revelio. Better have a look around. See about the hawk lumps and the box of letters. Incendio! That's all the hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Reparo. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Confringo! Levioso! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Tego! Levioso! Rest easy, my large friend. Revelio. Confringo! Expelliarmus! Lumos. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. This must be Sirona's box of letters. I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back. I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. Totalis. This place has seen better days. It's like a place right...
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practising dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Hello, Mr. Spruttle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sirona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sirona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. Revelio. What do we have here?
Alohomora. Revelio.
Mine now, demiguise. This looks intriguing.
Revelio. Revelio.
If it weren't for the cost of things these days, I'd be able to take a holiday somewhere.
Revelio. Confringo! Revelio. Confringo! Incendio! Revelio.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Tips in the hat, if you please.
Groundrot's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
A nut, a stickle, a galleon.
A map. I wonder where it leads.
I could use some gold.
Alohomora. Revelio.
Come now, don't be stingy.
Revelio.
Astonishing, really.
You are most kind.
Indispensable.
Flipendo might seem like harmless fun, but not when you...
Revelio certainly never revealed the charm of... potions per...
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
I wonder where they go.
Hello, Serona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Pardon me, but were you saying something?
Oh, hello. Talking to myself. I'm Clementine Willardsey. Charmed. I was musing on the precious butterflies I see near the edge of the forest. Whenever I come near, they fly off into it. When I was at Hogwarts, we truly were forbidden from entering the forest. Told horrible stories about it, and I've had an irrationally intense fear of it ever since. It's silly, but I'm insatiably curious as to where the butterflies go in the forest. You couldn't possibly find out, could you?
You want me to follow the butterflies?
I do, yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Very well. If I have time, I shall see where they lead.
Oh, how kind. Students these days have so much more courage than I ever did. You can usually find me right around here. I hope to see you soon. Don't forget, the butterflies always seem to be on the fringes of the Forbidden Forest. Good luck.
I was wondering when I'd see you again. Let's look at what we have, shall we? Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.